right, everyone, we pulled it off. About 6,000 square feet, phase one, perfection. We even got some stuff done that I didn't even think we'd get done. So I'm gonna take you through full detailed tour of the house here in Helen, Georgia, in the Innsbruck community. And I'm going to show you all the things that we did and talk a little bit about some of the things that I'm planning for the future. So let's go in normal Obsessed Garage fashion. Let's go into the garage and show you what that looks like first. So in the courtyard area here, there's a 18-foot door, with a double deep bay, so you could fit, 4 cars there. And then when you pull into the covered breezeway, there's a 16-foot, like normal size 2-car garage that's all attached in one sort of L-shaped giant garage. And so, I thought that we could turn this into something great, and it's turned out even better than I'd hoped. I think I like being in this garage, maybe because we're looking out over the, over the hillside here, the mountainside. But I think this is my favorite garage. It's certainly the favorite garage I've ever done, but I think it's my favorite place to be. So I plan on spending a lot of time here in the mountains. So we'll talk about the pressure washer system in a minute, but this is one of the ideas I had as soon as I saw this house a year and a half ago. I'm like, man, you can make this an outdoor wash bay. And so Mike killed it here in doing I think this is a 7-foot boom. We have a separate valve inside that allows us to switch over. There's already drains in place that drain off to the side of the mountain. You have a fireplace here, so if you want to do some fireside, fall time car washing, you could. But this is pretty magical here. One of the things I'm excited to do in phase 2 out here is to do a little bit better speakers and then change the lighting. Unfortunately, my DMF lighting option didn't fit. It wouldn't fit inside the cans. These are, I guess, fire-rated cans, and they're a true 5-inch in diameter, and you need 5 1/4 to do the retrofit. So I have to get a different kind of retrofit for here, but we'll conquer that next time we come out. So come on inside, and we'll show you the masterpiece that took 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, 30 straight days. I think today is our 29th day of being here and working, and it's complete. I can't think of anything that I would want to do in here differently or additionally. So there is no phase 2 for the garage. The garage is complete, fully set up. Maybe I'll add another cabinet, but I'm in love with this place. So this, if you notice this, if you watch my videos, if you're familiar, this is my array from my house, Sonic MSS Plus. So we took the cabinets out of my house in Florida. I'm going to do some Lista cabinets there to try those out. But we got these up here intact, no scratches, in one piece, and they actually fit here much better. We took the window and just framed or drywalled out the window and painted it black so you wouldn't see the back of the cabinet array from the outside. But I wanted to keep a contiguous array. I didn't want to break it up with the window in the way. It would have messed up where I was going to put the TV and all that. So we blocked off the window, and it turned out really, really great. So this array is fully equipped with everything that I have to this point. There's a few MSS Plus tools that are on back order that'll come in, but just imagine. I know this is a vacation, quote, quote, vacation place, but, part of the appeal to me of this place is to share it with others and to show all the cool stuff that we have. And then when I am up here, I want to be able to wrench on a car or detail something and do whatever I want to do. So we have 20 drawers filled with this MSS Plus, the foam inlay system, the Sonic organization system of just awesomeness. So again, most people aren't going to come up here and use all this stuff, but part of, I think, the appeal is just to get to spend time in it, see what it could be like if you were to set up your garage like this. So the cabinets are fully equipped with tools. We tried this countertop for the first time, and I think this is it. I've been trying different countertops. This is a Blue Tree cabinetry out of, I believe they're in Kansas City. Blue Tree, we've been trying different samples of different things to try some different options. But this is a mahogany top with a Rubio monocoat, so it has a matte finish, and boy, am I in love with this. I'll show you inside the house. we did a desk as well, an L-shaped desk. But this, to me, this garage is a little odd for this property. It's very sterile, very modern, very bright, very clean, and then the house is very mountain-like. And so this was my way, a little touch to sort of tie in the house. The house is all, red stained cedar, but cedar wouldn't work for a countertop. But bringing the mahogany in here, I think ties it together. So I'm excited about this. We brought my orange vise, put this in place. Yeah, I just like seeing the vise. Mike's not allowed to use this thing, but the orange vise is in place. And then when people come here, I want them to be able to detail if they want to. Most people probably aren't going to polish, but I have everything that we do to this point. And then, that's the concept of Destination Obsessed Garage, is you come as a, and borrow the place from me. We get to share it with you and share all the different things that we have and do, every scan grip light, every polish, every pad, every interior cleaning item. And I want people to use it. So when people book a week, they can come. I have the G-Technic Bike Care Kit. But the concept here is to have everything available at your fingertips. If you want to pull your wheels off on the lift and coat them, go for it. Just what we'll do is we'll probably have just to help us out to restock. Hey, if you used, some Bliss or Deluxe, I have a property manager that's going to come and just sort of just spot check, inventory everything, and make sure we have it. I'm not concerned with you watching this video. You're not going to be taking stuff. I'm not super concerned about that. I'm more concerned with making sure it's there for the next person that comes in, or when I come here. So Milwaukee Master Collection. So we have every Milwaukee tool that I have in my personal arsenal. And so I have that here, as well as every piece of the Milwaukee Accessory Master Collection that I put together. So when I say Master Collection, this is something I put together. I bought every Milwaukee accessory for the tools. I bought every saw blade, and then I determined which ones do I want. Clearly, this doesn't make a lot of sense for this application, but it is one of those things that I just like to see it. I like to see it in one spot. One of the phase 2 things I'll do in the garage here, do some tool gridding to some of the drawers to get things organized. So we used a lot of these tools in the construction of this. We have different things we're going to be building in this house over the next couple of years. So having tools here, the table saw, the chop saw, having that all here is important for us to do work for you that get to come here. You just want to, like if I were you and I was thinking about putting my own Milwaukee collection, very few people are going to buy the $17,000 Master Collection, but I would get the tools out, I'd get them all out, put them all out on the table, and I'd kind of sort through and touch and feel and figure out, what would I want? If I was going to put together a package, that's what I would do if I were, people coming to borrow the place. Then audio. So the audio system throughout the house, we'll grab my phone and I'll show you how it all works when we go downstairs in the basement. But this system is tied in via the Wi-Fi wireless network to the rest of the house, but this is the garage zone. I prefer standalone systems. So this is a standalone system that integrates with the rest of the house. Rather than doing home automation, but this is a roughly, what do we say, it was a $15,000 system. You can come in here, you can watch TV on the mini LED, or you can, so this is Apple TV, set up with Hulu, Netflix, YouTube TV, what else do we do? Apple TV Plus, so all set up so you can watch whatever you want. Amazon Prime, I set up a separate account so you can go in and watch whatever you want when you're here on any of the displays on the property. But we have an NAD C685, which is their flagship digital analog converter preamp. And then these are Dynaudio's flagship Core 59s, their flagship studio monitors. There's something about studio monitors in a garage that works really well. You can hear there's a little echo in here. I don't think I'll put any acoustic treatments in here. I don't think it really matters. I kind of like the feel of a little echo in a garage. It makes me feel like I'm in a garage rather than in the house. These will do really well because they're designed for listening in a studio environment where you're listening very close to the speakers. So they do really well in the garage. The ceiling in here, Mike spent 10 days just working on the lights and the ceiling and the wiring to get the lights to work like this. This lower ceiling, it's 9'3" at the peak, and then it's 8'7" on the bottom of the beams. And this changes my thought or opinion on how, or experience on how I would want my ceilings to be if I were designing a garage from scratch. This feels comfier. You know, I don't know other ways to say it, but it just feels better to me. When you have a big, giant, tall ceiling, yeah, you get the scale of it, the added scale, but I just think that having, you know, this just feels a little bit more like this is a ridiculous garage, but it feels more like a personal garage rather than some sort of commercial facility. So the lighting in here, we have, I guess, 3 different zones of lighting. We have the overhead linear fixtures. These are from Cree. This is the best lit garage I've done to date. I'm sure we'll continue to improve as time goes on, but I find it hard to improve upon this lighting setup. Right now it's dimmed about 20%, but so we have some headroom to make it brighter if we want. But these are right now, I think they're an 8-foot fixture, somewhere around $300 or something like that. But these are 90 plus CRI, true 90s plus CRI, really, really high quality. These are 5,000 Kelvin is the color temperature. And so we have the linear fixtures on one zone. We have the recessed fixtures on a separate zone. Just because of the way the ceiling worked, we could have turned the linears on their side and ran them down these different areas, these different pockets. But supplementing and adding the recessed fixtures, these are a light called from SLG. They are not on the same level as the Crees as far as quality, but very few companies make a 5K recessed bulb or recessed LED that's a retrofit style that's very, very good. So even Cree doesn't make them, DMF doesn't make them, so we had to find something different, and it turned out pretty decent. And so this garage is controlled by Lutron Vive, which is their commercial radio frequency control system. So these, believe it or not, these are not wired to anything. They're just wireless. They have a 10-year battery. So these are Lutron Picos, and then we have a Lutron Maestro or actually Caseta, that's set up to power the lights outside. And then in here, we also have, I should have turned them on for our fancy video here, but we also have some under cabinet lighting, which I'll put on a Lutron Caseta switch at some point, but for now, in phase 1, just saw something left over. In phase 1, we walk up here and turn the switch on. So these are from Max Light. I'll just put this in here for now. These are from Max Light, and so we have a really amazingly lit setup here. Awesome array, beautiful sound and picture. It's freaking awesome. About the only thing I'll do to the audio and video system, I haven't calibrated the TV or the speakers. We'll do that, I think, my next trip up when I am not so worn out. We did have and added a 24,000 BTU Mitsubishi mini split, and I think I'll probably add some fans to the corners here in the future, add some Viper fans when they're available in stock. But it's super comfortable in here. The ceiling, the walls are all spray foam Icynene insulated, so the garage was already insulated. The doors are a double thick cedar wood door. So we're good from a HVAC perspective. I undersized this a little bit, one, to keep the cost down, two, the 32,000 or 36,000 BTU unit wasn't available, and having it undersized a bit is not the world's worst thing, and it's a nice 70, probably 74 degrees in here right now, so it works out well. So then we have the lift. So because of the ceiling height, doing a full height scissor lift isn't practical. Doing a recessed lift was not an option because we have steel pan decking. We're above the pool right now. And so we needed to do a surface mount lift. And so doing the approach ramps like we did in Emmanuel's giveaway garage, we did this exact same setup here in my garage here in Helen, where this is available to go up 40 inches. And the M2, which I have set up here. So the M2 can go all the way up to full 40 inches and still have some room to spare on the roof. To me, this is important for mountain driving because I'll be doing a lot of wheels off cleaning. The car gets really dirty, especially in the fall and spring months here. So we have full 40 inches of height. I can access the car from all 360 degrees of it. I can open doors, take off wheels, deal with brakes, change pads. I could change exhausts. I could get a stool and roll underneath the car. So having the mid-rise lift was a perfect addition to this setup. And then putting the approach ramps allows me to get on here without having to do any special, try to jack the car up to get to the jack points, things like that. So this Nussbaum Sprinter, this is 7,000 pound capacity, gives us the ability, and then we set it up here and purposely didn't put the cabinets because of the depth. Kyle suggested that was a genius idea to keep the cabinets out of here, so we had room to put the Sprinter a little further forward so we can access the car from all angles. You can see Mike's genius here. Created a little U-channel, painted it, he even painted the tap cons, and so rather than trying to slot or cut the concrete, which wasn't recommended for this, the way that this house is set up, we just bought a U-channel that's the same depth as the Swiss tracks and cut it in place and made it work. It's pretty awesome. So this is obviously overkill, just like everything else in this garage, but FIAC rotary screw compressor, and then we did Cox hose reels with Prevost piping. A lot of people are always questioning, why in the world would you put the Prevost? Why do you want to put it on the exterior? You cut the drywall anyway. I want to see it. To me, it makes it feel less of like a yuppie garage and more of like a, like a pseudo-working garage, a semi-working garage. And so this delivers about 13 CFM at 90 PSI, super quiet, operates at 59 decibels when it does turn on, but it's feeding 3 separate hose reels. I didn't do any air dryers or anything like that. We should be fine just operating the compressed air system. And the reason I have that is because, filling tires, which obviously that's overkill, but I do want to be able to use pneumatic polishers here if I ever come up. I'm going to spend time up here, and I'm going to be polishing cars and doing things like I normally do, shooting videos, and then I want people to have the ability to try this. If you've never used an LHR 15 pneumatic, you need to try it. And so even if somebody just does one of their fenders or something, to give you the ability to have every polisher that we carry, every tool, everything that the Milwaukees, the Flex cordless, the Scan Grip lights, the tripods and all that stuff. So everything's here, everything's available, everything's ready for you to experience. I forgot about the core sub sitting in the corner there. So there are drains. There's a drain there, a drain here. We'll be doing our washing here. And so there's a drain in the middle of the floor. And this is roughly 24 feet wide. So there's plenty of room to wash in here. Overspray is not an issue. Swiss Trax is channeled, so all the water runs to the center of the garage and out the drain. And so we decided to do indoor and outdoor washing. In the winter months or in the hotter summer months, you wouldn't want to mess with it. And so we did our custom install pressure washer system. I stole Mike's pressure washer that he's planning on putting in his garage because we can't get these. Hopefully they'll be in stock soon. But Mike set up this system here, cut the drywall, reinforced it. And we had to get water here without cutting taking the ceiling down. We decided to just run Prevost piping over to the hose bib. So there was no water in this location. So he brought it over here with Prevost piping. I have a 12-inch bucket filler coming because the 24 is a little too long. We moved our bucket filler down from 48 to 36 inch so we could get our shelving here, get all of our products set up so that people can use them, and make sure that people get to experience all the magic of my version of how to wash a car. So we have the buckets, we've got all the wheel cleaning tools, we've got the OG spec wand and gun, and then this valve here, you'll turn if you want to switch to washing outside. You can't wash both at the same time. The flow or output of this pressure washer is not big enough. Most pressure washers can't do multiple zones, but you can just swap over. You can also swap over to spotless water and wash your car that way as well. And over here I've set up, so this is our recycling, which I like to use for trash. I'm still trying to find some trash bags that fit in this weird size, but microfiber would go here. So when you use your microfiber, you throw it in and take it into the house to wash. And then we have our full microfiber array, our full Maddie's master collection of microfiber. So a lot of people ask, well, why didn't you put a sink in here? Well, there's no to get to that drain. I have to cut the floor, and to get a drain in here and to get water. A sink is just not that important to me, and so I didn't want to do the work required to get the sink here. That would be 2 steps above what we had to do to get the rest of this place done. So that's the garage. We have our power and air, and fully functioning, full OG spec garage with everything in it that I know to this point, and then some. So I'm really proud of it. Mike did 98% of the work in here, and we just helped them, assisted. And it's the paint colors Harbor Gray and Pure White. So Harbor Gray is AC-25. It's a Benjamin Moore color. We always do flat. Flat looks better. Flat is touch-upable, and flat, you're not washing your walls. I don't wash my walls. I just touch up the walls when I need to. My kids know not to touch the walls. So hopefully if your kids come here, they're not touching the walls either. So that's the garage. Let's go into the house and show you what that looks like. It's pretty cool. All right, welcome into the house. So when I first bought this house, I thought, man, I'm gonna have to tear this thing apart. It's just not my style. One of the requisites is that I wanted a house in the mountains, not a mountain house. And the reason I bought this house was for the garage, but I also bought it because of the quality of it. And one of the things that scared me away a year and a half from buying it is it's very, very sophisticated. There's a lot going on here. And so one of my fears was being able to handle a property like this and making sure that things aren't breaking all the time. A real key addition to Obsessed Garage was having Mike Figuera come here, and so he and I together can accomplish anything. And so once he came, my gears started turning. I decided not to build the house in Florida for now, and so we decided to take the risk, roll the dice, and come up here and do this house. So phase 1's goal was furniture, function, and garage. You saw the garage. I think we can check that box. The garage is insane. And the furniture part of it was something I was really, really nervous about. We're in a supply chain crunch. Most furniture you order takes 6 to 8 months to get or longer. And so I talked to my interior designer, Laurel, and I said, Laurel, can we get this done? Could we do this? And could we do it for $100,000? So I had a $100,000 budget of, can we furnish a roughly, it's like 5,800 square foot house with beds and everything for $100,000. And I think we were pretty darn close to that target we hit. And the key is to get the stuff. So my couch is coming tomorrow. One of the requisites of house in the mountains is that good TV, good audio, good couch. I don't want to be freaking laying on some wicker junk. Now, Laurel did all her fancy chairs. These chairs are actually pretty comfortable. The couch should be here Saturday, so figures we're leaving here tomorrow, and so we haven't been able to sit on the couch. It's probably a good thing, because I'd have been laying on the couch the whole time. But this room is actually set up really well. So phase 1 was to get the theater set up for just the basic home theater in the family room, and then phase 2 would be to come back in the winter or fall and do the home theater downstairs, which I'll show you. But we swapped out, and I changed this whole system. This whole house had Control 4, so it had Control 4 that is a home automation system, and it didn't work. And the lady who was here before said it very rarely worked. And so they had video distribution throughout. And again, I like standalone systems. And so my friend Dane from NYC came down, from Volk Technologies, came down. We spent 3 days setting up and getting the TV set up. So this is a LG G1 OLED. These are swapped for Dynaudio LCR. I have Dynaudio rears. I left the Definitive Technology subwoofers because it's a very custom size. So this is a full 7-channel, 7.1 surround in the family room here, which rocks. It's pretty nice. And then the display is fantastic, and the couch is going to be great. This room really turned out amazingly well. And Laurel got us the furniture. She went to Scott's Antique Market, and they bought stuff that was in stock but still fit our style. And it's changed my perspective on this very mountainy feel. I was planning on painting all this and changing all of it. I like it. I like it a lot, and so it feels appropriate. It feels like it's sort of transitioned this not my style into our style, and I think most people would appreciate it as well. I was planning on ripping out the fireplace, but we'll kind of leave this look and feel. The table should be here Saturday as well, and so we'll have our complete furniture. We're completely furnished with the exception of building the bunk room, which we'll show you downstairs. All right, so the kitchen. The kitchen is one of those things that I like. I'm not a particularly great cook. Mike is, but I'm not. I can cook some things. I'm not particularly passionate about cooking, but I like cooking stuff. And the cooking utensils and the pots and pans and all that stuff. So one of the prerequisites for me was that we had an outfitted kitchen, an outfitted place. This is not a rental. This is a shared property between me and you. I want to share my life, and which I do on YouTube, which we're doing in the video form. I want to share this house with others. Part of the selfish reason to share the house is if the house sits here idle, 50 out of the 52 weeks of the year, it's not going to do very well. It's very sophisticated. It needs people here. It needs, things being used and water being run and things like that. And so it does help me very much if people come here and, as long as they take care of it and don't abuse it. But I want quality knives. I want a cutting board. I want to have the same utensils that I have at my house at home. I also want to do some drawer organization. This is my temporary setup, but I want all my drawers to look like this, where I have it all organized and structured and set up. I want the same plates that I have at my house, so I bought some noritake. I want to have a full suite of all the things that I would want to use. So this house is set up with spices and set up with the same toaster I have at my house. I bought all new pots and pans from Made In. We did the goofy air fryer, microwave thingy in here. We'll eventually have a really high quality coffee maker for you crack addicts. I don't know what to do with that, but we have some followers that are going to help get our coffee situation figured out. But the concept here is that I want Bounty paper towels, I want soap, I want Dawn, I want something that I can wash dishes with. I want it to be like a house, not a rental. We all know, you all know this, you've all gone to an Airbnb or you've gone to somebody's rental house and they cheap out on everything. There's a hodgepodge of forks, there's no towels. I've got quality towels and dozens of them so you can, dry your hands and dry your dishes and, feel like you're at home. Lay on the couch, watch a quality TV, come into the kitchen, run to the grocery store down the street, stock the shelves, and have a great week when you're here. And I'm selfishly doing this for me, not for you. But then I'm just super excited to share it with others. So the kitchen is fully set up. We've changed the lighting in here quite a bit. Part of phase 2 is going to be to change lighting fixtures. And then I'm really disappointed because I bought like $20,000 of DMF lights that really don't work. And so we're going to make a real transition in how this place is lit. When I come back up here in the fall, that'll be the first part of phase 2, would be to change all the light. That was something I wanted to get done that I didn't get done, but we did change probably 30% of the light, all light bulbs and things like that, and then we'll change out pendants and fixtures and take that next step when I recover from the initial cost of this place. All right, so guest rooms. We have 2 queen rooms, 2 king rooms, and then a temporary double twin setup. So really it's a 4-bedroom. We're going to build a 5th room. I'll show you that when we get there. But again, it's a darn miracle that we were able to get bedding and beds and stuff to put in a room. Part of probably phase 2.5 or 3 would be to do closet organization. So all the closets have just like a base, nice, but basic, hanger things. They don't have that, whatever that closet made wire racking. But I'd like to do our closet systems in here, so we'll come up and make a week of that at some point. But we have bedding, we have, I bought the Columbia pillows that I like so much for all the beds. That was a major requisite for me. And so everything's set up and ready to go for, guests, for people to come here, as well as for me to come here, my family. So this would be a room, Kate would probably sleep in or something, one of the kids or something, or one of the kids' friends or something like that. And so if you come, this is the queen bed. I bought quality Sealy mattresses. That was another requisite. I hate going to places I'm in crappy mattresses. Right now, we don't have our Speed Queen. I can't get them. They're not available, and I ran out of money. And so for now, the other thing I love about going, if I was going to rent a place or borrow a place, is I want to be able to wash my clothes and leave with clean clothes in my suitcase. So, and then I'm going to have, just little simple things. Like this isn't a concierge facility for people. You're on your own. But just, I got some Tide. I've got some, some Bounty or some Bounce. Good toilet paper, good paper towels, good soap. And just, it's here. Just use it. If you use too much of it, just grab some at the grocery store. But again, I'm sharing this with my friends. Not. This isn't an Airbnb trying to maximize profit. I'm just hoping to break even and maybe cover the cost of this property. So things we'll do in the future, here's our DMF lights. In the future, I'd like to build some sort of cabinet array here so we can put all our linens in the central location here. Right now, all the linen stuff is up in the master, which is a bit of a hike to get to. So I envision setting this up. When I first bought the house, I'm like, we're going to rip up the floor and tear out the backsplashes, and maybe we will do that someday, but after living here for 30 days, I love it. You get used to it. But the cabinets and the countertops and all the hardware, it's just fantastic. The bathroom, like this bathroom is the complete opposite of my style. But the bathroom is incredible. I mean, it's really, really high quality stuff. They spent a lot of money on this house to build it. But every bathroom is going to have stocked with, I bought, I'm trying to buy some fancy towels, but I ended up buying Threshold towels from Target. You just have to wash them 4 or 5 times. So we got our Threshold towels set up, and so now we're good to go for, for towels. I bought 20 of each, so there's plenty for the house. The things I need to do is get like pool towels and things like that for people, but we've got everything nice and set up and functioning. So let's go upstairs and I'll show you what that looks like. So this was a bonus that I wasn't planning on getting done, but we got it done. So thanks to my friends at Blue Tree and the design team at SS Garage, Kyle and Ed and Sean and the team there for getting this done. But the desk is set up, and then what I decided to do was Mike Waba and Jeff brought a monitor. I just kept the Dell Ultra Wide. We have several extras at HQ that we don't have employees for yet. And because I bought this house, I'm not hiring any employees for a while because I'm broke. But the desk is set up, and I accidentally ordered a Dyne Audio stuff thinking they wouldn't have any of it. And they sent me the whole home theater speaker system, the whole everything. So these are LYD5s, the Sub 3, and actually I guess that's the Sub 9S version of the Sub 3. And then this is a height adjustable uplift commercial desk. And I wired up last night. I've got to do a couple little tweaks to this. We just put the rug down a few minutes ago, but this will go all the way up to roughly 58 inches or so. And so we have a fully functioning setup where you just come in. If you don't have a Mac, it'll still work. You can plug in your PC as long as you have a USB-C connection. I've got it all wired up and ready to go, so that way you can listen to music, do work, do whatever you need to do. Super, super comfy. I'm really pumped about this. The carpet really changed this. I do need to get a pad for the, for a desk roller or whatever, a carpet protector. But this is the same mahogany that we did in the garage. I'm really pumped about this. My original plan was to do an office theater, so in the home theater downstairs, but you'll see in a minute when we go down there, that couch made it so that we really need to do the office up here. I like to do things like shop for things when the family's around, so I like to be in the middle of it. And then if I ever needed to do a Zoom meeting or something, I could go down to the home theater and just hold my laptop. So the secondary master and master bath is here. Look how great this room turned out. It's awesome. So Laurel set us up again. I got some weird German deer heads that they made me promise I'll put on the wall. This is going to have an incredible closet once we do our closet system. But yeah, this room would be for, this is for the guy that, he ponies up like $1,000 for the week, you know, ponies up a little bit. You put the friends that ponied up $0 down in the basement. But this is the secondary master, which could be, a master in any normal house. And then, like I said, the closet is really cool. Right now it's just a regular pole and a single light. But we'll make sure that we light this thing up and we get our closet system in there with drawers and organization and all that stuff. So we'll head down that path and later this year, early next year, something like that. And then at first I didn't like this bathroom. There's a lot going on here. But Mike seems to love it. And then you kind of get used to what it looks like. It's really, really well done. I didn't even realize that there's a medicine cabinet here. But I went and they didn't have any towel holders. I didn't even realize that. So it's one of the few missing things is that towel holders. So we'll change light fixtures and things like that in the future. But it actually is really, really high quality, really nice. So let's run over to the master wing. I'm really looking forward to changing out all these lights in the future. But I just can't tell you how many hours I spent just tweaking little things, checking outlets, messing with light switches, just dealing with all the little intricacies of this place. There was a single lady that lived here who wasn't super into, tech and things like that. So she had everything done, and if it didn't work, she just kind of let it go. But this will be, we're still waiting on the bedding here. I bought these two mattresses just to have some extras. You could kind of throw the kids in here if you wanted to. The plan for this room in like phase 4 or 5 would be to do a racing simulator setup. We do some home theater chairs, or a couple of racing sims, and make this sort of a really cool car guy room in the future. For now, I put the twins up here, and so this is for the two guys that don't pay anything for the week, and the freeloaders. You put them in this room or put your kids in there. But the whole house is cool because it has. I didn't even realize this when I bought it. I knew there were nice windows, but these are all Pella, triple pane, argon filled. Like even if the sun is beating on the window, you can't feel any heat. Super efficient. They have built-in shades. They're just, the whole house just is, I don't know what this window costs, but there's 100 of them and they're amazing. So you walk down this hallway here. This is kind of cool because you could kind of isolate. So if you were staying here with some acquaintances, but not some close, family or friends, you could always lock the master suite, and there's a key for that. I have to figure out how to set the code. I set up all the linens in here. So right now I have an extra set of bedding for each of the beds, which is a stinger. Each one of those is hundreds of dollars times 6 beds times 2. It's a lot of freaking money. Just towels, blankets. Man, I'm broke. I'm telling you. But I think it's all going to be worth it. I think it's all going to be worth the risk. So this is the main master. The view out here is pretty awesome. This is the one thing I can't quite figure out. I had the shades. These are all, I forget, Sedona, Lutron shades. They all function, but there's something going on with the software. So I may or may not have these done in phase 1. I'm going to try to work on those today before I leave. But the shades are so sophisticated that they get kind of finicky. But there's patios you can walk out onto here. It's kind of cool. We'll eventually put some rocking chairs. You look out onto the 9th tee, and when fall happens, you'll be able to see out over to the mountains. It's really incredible. This place is awesome. Well, most of the beds in here are also motorized, so I bought the motorized bases. Not so much for the motorized part, because the motorized bases are sturdier. And so they all have Tempur-Pedic ease, motorized where the feet and back go up. So if you care about that, we have that. But this room is fully furnished, set up. It actually has this room has a dehumidifier and humidifier. So if you, in the winter, you can do supplemental humidification if it's too dry, which is kind of cool. And then down here is the master bath. Now this is like the complete opposite of my style, but it's really, really well done. quality-wise. It's just not my preference. So I could see myself certainly painting the mustard yellow walls, and of one of the future upgrades. There's actually pre-wired here. They even have the speakers down in the box in the basement, but I'll do some audio in here. I do like audio in the bathroom if I can help it, listen to podcasts. It has a digital steam shower, and it has the Moen digital system where you can adjust temperature. You can turn it on from the digital control. It has a dry sauna, so the dry sauna is functioning and working. Everything's good there. The floor heat, the jet tub works great. So everything in here is tested, functioning, and good to go. This is again a room I could see myself, in the future, phase 4 or 5 coming in, and maybe not gutting, but changing, painting cabinets and changing the look and feel, the flooring, changing that kind of thing in the future. But I say that, but we'll see. Then this is where I have big future plans to do some cool stuff here in the closet. So we'll do our closet system in here, and I really want to have. I'm going to leave these here just so people can see what Obsessed Garage shirts are available. But the goal would be to eventually I'll have one of each size, or 2 or 4 of each size here, and you can try them on, test them out, and we'll do some mirrors and much better lighting, and set this up with our closet systems. And it'd be a shame to rip this all out, but this closet is pretty insane. I think also, is that light not turning on? Oh, because I turned it off. I think also I would like to have. I've talked about this quite a bit. I'd like to eventually get into, I'm going to be doing a lot of hiking, and after this month disaster of, not working out. It's the longest I've ever gone with eating horribly and not working out, being a blue collar construction worker. I want to do a lot of hiking and mountain biking up here, fishing, things like that, whitewater rafting. So I'd like to have some gear in here that people could figure out, touch, feel, and maybe even get different sizes, or they could buy it if you wanted to go out and use it and take it home with you. This is the second laundry, which is going to be great for the function of the cleaning people getting it prepped between borrowers, between tenants. And so I'll probably take that Whirlpool and stack it up here, bring that up here, and then we'll do the Speed Queens downstairs. That way they can be cranking through laundry when they come here and getting it prepped for the next person. So that's the plan. But getting appliances is something I haven't been able to get done. And like I said, I blew the budget, so we'll do that on phase 2. So that's the master wing. All right, so let's head down to the basement. This is another bonus that I didn't think we would get done. But I feel pretty complete with it. We'll make some adjustments to it in the future. I do want this to be, the audio is taken care of, but I do want to do, have some video and have the ability to do, watch a game, play cards, hang out, play ping pong. Have a bunch of people down here hanging out. But for now, it actually turned out really well. I did paint this wall. The goal would be to paint the whole darn thing, the ceiling and all of that, but I did get some paint in here. We got a 60-inch round table. We got this fancy French thingy there. I want to put a 77-inch OLED with the Sennheiser Ambio soundbar in here. And then we've got the ping pong table was a big bonus. We got this $3,000 or $4,000 ping pong table for $600 I think it was. It was like a closeout at Ballard Design that Laurel found, and so that we've got a full ping pong setup where I bought some fancy killer spin paddles and a zillion balls, and so we have that all here in this little thing here. So this place is so cool. I'm so proud of this place. It's just awesome. You come down here and you get your killer spin paddle out. And you can do some damage, and the kids want to play at night. I bought some no noise balls, and that TV is functioning and working. Another big thing for this house was to get internet, which is difficult to do. First of all, we're in the mountains. Secondly, this house is wired everywhere, but that's way above my pay grade. So again, Dane came down and really hooked us up and helped us out. I did buy some games just for fun. My long-term goal, I'd love to get the basketball shooting game. Those things are like 10 grand. But I bought Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and NBA Jam. They're fun. My kids loved it. So one of the great parts that I wasn't so sure about being in Helen, because Helen's not really my style, was, we're in Helen. This is the nicest house in this community by far. The risk of that, and then what are people are they going to enjoy Helen? And so when Michelle and the kids came, they're here for 10 days. They ran out of time, not things to do. So I think you'll really enjoy, no matter who you are or what your style is. I'm a snob, and the Highlands suits me much more. But there's a half a dozen decent restaurants. It's really great being in the middle of it. And I'm telling you, when you drive here and you come through, you're like right in town, but it's totally secluded. So we're like right where you can do all kinds of stuff, tubing and water parks and all kinds of stuff, all kinds of restaurants, grocery stores, everything's here. One of the difficult parts of the mountains is that you won't have the internet, and you're doing weird satellite stuff, and you don't have nowhere to eat and nowhere to shop. That's not an issue here, which is a really cool thing. So we have the wet bar, which I haven't done anything with, but maybe we'll figure something out, doing zip hydro tap or something like that. Stockless was something cool in the future, make it fun. But this is where the second guest suite is. So this is a queen size bed. We'll do closet organization in here as well in phase 2 or 3. But this room is set up, and this is out at the back side, the basement side of the house. And so this is another queen setup with another ease platform, and then this has motorized ease, Tempur-Pedic ease platform with another Sealy mattress. And I did get some mattress pads. I don't like mattress pads, but I did find some from Columbia that are really good. And then this bathroom, I think the coolest bathroom in the house. It's just crazy. I mean, look at every bathroom has like 4 different zones of lighting control. It's freaking crazy. I'm telling you, they spared no expense. Just outlets. Outlets are really well placed. The whole thing is awesome. So this here is going to become, I know this looks weird, and I know you're thinking there's no way you're going to pull this off, but I promise you we're going to make this really cool. This is going to become a bunk room. So we're going to have double stacked, 2 or quad twin XLs. We're going to put a French door here so that it looks better, and we're going to set it up to where it's super cozy, put a TV on the wall or something like that, have iPad charging stations for all the kids, so the kids can come down here and hang out, and then run out there and play video games and stuff like that. So that's the plan for this. And then we spent hours and hours and hours, probably 3 or 4 or 5 days just working on this and restructuring, rebuilding the system in the house. I didn't bring my phone down here, but we'll make sure we do that before we wrap the video. But this is a NAD multi-zone system. So we have the ability to play music throughout pretty much any zone of the house. I'll take Waba's phone here. And so we have the ability via AirPlay from anybody's phone, or if you do download the Blue OS app, you'll have the ability to play any zone at any time. So if I want to play something in the basement, the system springs into action. I could be doing this in the garage, anywhere in the house, the master, and the system is on constant standby. I can listen to music in the basement, in the game room, in the kitchen, in the outdoor wash bay, pretty much anywhere in the house. And I'm telling you, even the missus who doesn't do anything tech can turn this thing on in seconds and have no issue. When I get through the rest of the system, the main home theater, the secondary home theater, and the guest room, it'll all function and play and all be on the same Blue OS operating system. And the beauty of it's super stable. It's not as sophisticated as Control 4, but I don't need to have someone program it. I can set it up. I can teach you how to buy this stuff for your house. Super, super awesome, super simple. My long-term goal would be to have it so that I could set this up and have people provide you network solutions, stuff like that. So Dane and I have been talking about the possibility of being able to do that. But the long-term goal here would be to have Dyne audio speakers everywhere and an NAD system. And so we'll actually have 12 different zones of audio throughout the house. just for the fun because we can. So this house has 4 heat pumps. It has 6 or 8 different zones of air conditioning. I thought for sure that this house would have all kinds of hot spots. Remember my Woodgate house? This probably reminds you a lot of my Woodgate house. That house was a gosh darn disaster. There's hot rooms, cold rooms, leaking things from the ceiling. I had the same Carrier Infinity system, but they just it wasn't designed well. And so Brian Orr and I tried to fix the way they designed it, but it's just such a problem. This place is amazing. There's one room in the house that gets a little bit warmer than others, but the rest of it is just functioning perfectly. It's amazing. And so here is a future elevator shaft. I'm showing you this in the other videos if you watched them. I need to get out in there and vacuum that. Is that a ping pong ball in there? Maybe. So elevator shaft, you've got a dishwasher, which I'm sure we'll never use, but you know, it's here. And so then this outdoor kitchen, I plan to do an outdoor kitchen upstairs, but this outdoor kitchen, we already have an Evo. We've cooked on this every other night for the last 30 days. So there is an Evo here for people to use and for me to use, but the plan is to build a really elaborate outdoor kitchen, you know, maybe next year sometime, doing nature cast cabinets and, you know, really setting it up to make it work well. So we will have furniture out here. I think the furniture's due like August 15th or something like that. So I did pony up the cash, blew the budget, and got furniture for here and some furniture for over there. And so we will have this set up. But my kids certainly love the pool. The hot tub's functioning, the pool's working great. I found a great pool guy to come and take care of it and maintain it. There's a fridge down here, but this is just so cool. I mean, this is the garage right there that we were up at earlier. And so you can just see the steel construction. This place is built like a darn hotel. It's freaking awesome. So then this is gonna be my room. So this is the future home theater. It's halfway there. This was a fitness room for the previous owners, and as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted a fitness room, but I wanted a home theater more. And so we're gonna build a little outdoor fitness area, or you can go to a gym somewhere or something if you want to, or just go hiking, go run the hills, go run the mountains. But I'm gonna put in some Rogue equipment when I come back here in the winter. Which won't be ideal, but I wanted this to be this. And so Laurel really took care of us and got us this giant couch. I think this is 15 feet by 9 feet by 9 feet. You know, it's perfect. And so this room, I wanted to paint it, and so it was mustard yellow, and so I came in this week. This was another bonus that I wasn't planning on getting done, but I debadged the safe. I cleaned the ceiling, you know, dusted the ceiling. I changed all the light bulbs in here, and then we did the walls and the baseboards and the doors, because this was all yellow wood. And so the next phase and the next step of this is going to be to get the TV. And again, I wasn't planning on getting the speakers, but they had them in stock, and so they sent them to me. And so I don't like projectors, so we're not doing a projector. This is not a dedicated theater. This is just a room with a TV. It's like a family room, we'll call it. So I'm gonna have an 83-inch OLED, full Dyne Audio 7.4.2. So we'll have 4 Atmos overhead, 7-channel surround, 2 subwoofers. This room is gonna rip. And then one of my long-term goals here is to make this a snack vault. So this room, if you haven't watched the other videos, this room is actually pretty darn big. Not very well lit, but pretty darn big. The other thing that we learned the other day, which is great, is that the Ultra Air, right now you can hear buzzing of the dehumidifier. So all we do is turn the dehumidifier off, and this room is silent. So once I do all my acoustic treatments in here, all the GIK acoustic stuff overhead and on the wall, this is actually, even with this kind of weird ceiling, this is like a dream home theater for me. I'm excited about this. The room down here, this is the pool storage. I actually just okayed the landscaper. They're gonna come and clean all this up, and so all my landscaping is gonna be perfected. But this is one of the things that scared me away, but also intrigued me about this house, this room. just seeing the sophistication of, like, for example, the water in this house. There's a pressurized pressure pump. There's a water heater just for recirculation. And then there's the tankless gas water heaters. And so somebody, when they designed this place, we had 5 people in here taking a shower all at once, in different showers, of course. And there, I didn't feel a drop, even a lick and drop in pressure. The other great thing, the way that they set up recirculation lines in here, I mean, there's instant hot water, like at every location. This is hundreds of feet away from, from the furthest bathroom. So it's just incredible how they designed and how they built this house. It is built really, really, really well, which is also, what also means it's very, very complicated. And so having us spend the last several weeks here, we have a really good handle on how all the lighting systems work, how all of the equipment works, what needs to be maintained, what needs to be kept an eye on, and so I feel really, really good about it. But this house in general, like I said, extremely well built, extremely well insulated. We got our first electric bill. It was like a 92, 93 degrees most of this month. I'm running at 72 degrees. The electric bill is $560 with an average of 5 or 6 people here taking showers and and doing stuff, and us having all the lights on. So off peak, I'm going to be a couple $100 a month electric bill in a massive house with with all kinds of equipment. It's pretty cool to see that it's really not going to be that difficult to maintain. So what I'd really like to do is to set up, I'm going to get a rogue rig and then keep some equipment out here. And then what I'm going to do is have my landscapers and cleaning people just blow this off and maintain it, keep it clean. And then every couple of years, I'll probably swap barbells and change out things that rust out. There's humidity out here, and in the winter it's going to be cold. I envision getting those heat torpedoes. So I could come out here and throw some weight around, do some squats, stuff like that, and be in nature. I could put some speakers out here and stuff. I don't think there's no audio pre-wired out here, but I would like to set this up in a future phase, so when I come up here, I don't neglect myself like I have been. But the whole exterior of the house has ipe wood, and just you can see stainless steel hardware everywhere. It's just awesome. We carried our furniture down here and just rested on the handrails. Didn't even break a sweat. This place is amazing. The outdoor kitchen will go upstairs there, and we'll have ourselves a really, really awesome multi-phase project over the course of the next couple of years. So this is the remaining of the stuff that either needs to go in the basement or go home. This is the last of the mess that we have to load up to take home in the next couple of days. But out here, I plan to do probably an alfresco grill, another Evo, a hood, full nature cast cabinet array. We already have some audio pre-wired. Change the lighting, get some better fans, and connect this. This is the backside of the kitchen. Connect it and make it all function and be an awesome outdoor kitchen. And you can see the decking runs over the front of the house. We had ordered some. As part of our outdoor furniture, we'll have some rockers out here. We can come out and hang out. We had to do, it's hard to explain how much work went into this place, but we had to deal with extermination, getting all the bees and the carpenter bees and wasps out of here, and just dealing with all the details. It doesn't look like much now that we're done, but just working on all the stuff has been it's a marvel that we got it done in the time we did. We used every last minute of every last day. So I hope you'll prove me right in that me sharing this place with the world and making this gamble is something that I think people will have an interest in. I'm hoping you do. And I'm hoping that I get the opportunity to share this with people. I know as I was making this video right now, I think we've sold 21 or 22 weeks of people that have put their stamp on this idea. I'm excited for them to come here so they can share it and experience it and get to mess with all the things in the garage and watch a movie down in the home theater at some point, and hopefully get to use an outdoor kitchen and a workout area as I build the separate phases. But this has been a life-changing experience for me, and hopefully the guys, the Obsessed Garage guys that came up here. This is the house that OG built. We did this ourselves. We didn't hire out a bunch of contractors. We fixed everything ourselves. We installed everything ourselves. We carried the furniture. We put the rugs down. We made the beds. We did everything ourselves. And so thanks to all those that came up and helped, and those that have contributed, and thanks to those of you who have pre-booked to help ease some of the angst I have of putting this place together. But it's been an amazing project. I hope you've enjoyed the series. We'll be back up here to do more stuff as well. Go to destinationog.com if you want to book yourself a week. Depending on when you're watching this video, the pricing is all there. We're going to keep it very, very simple, and then I'm not going to have cleaning fees or weird taxes and stuff like that. We're going to keep it simple. You're booking it through us, not through some service. And so we're going to try to keep it very transparent, very upfront, and I think you're getting something. If you did come here, you're getting something like there's no other place like this in the world. I can confidently say that. No other. There are certainly nicer places than this, but there isn't a place that has all of the stuff in it that we do, that Obsessed Garage does, and that all the things that we offer in one place that you can come and enjoy it, experience it, and hopefully have yourself a great time with your family or friends or whomever you come up with. So thanks for being a part of this. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. I'm excited to keep working on this project, and who knows, maybe we'll do another one soon somewhere else in the world. Thanks for watching, thanks for being a part of it, and I'll see you in the next one.